Mising chitab kalenjin amang'u ole ichomegei eng olda tugul ole itesetai nyorunet tugetab Kass TV eng betut nebo kosomok kasi tarik 11 arawetab 12 eng kenyit nebo 2024. Kakoit kasarta nebo tetutiet nebo Kass Mashinani noto nekikushini kong anan noto nekikimiti logoiwek cheng'ete tokwek cheterter eng emetab Kenya ko nesomanwo kekwane Bernard Koech metwage ngetestai. Kitaune county nebo Nairobi ole chobotin tetutik tugul chebo igorta nebo Jamhuri Day nekiboibochini eng betutab mutai kwang'wan kasi tarik 12. Kiyoe korata tetat kondochi President William Ruto eng kiwanjet nebo Uhuru Gardens nemitei komasta nebo Lang'ata eng county nebo Nairobi. Kamwa Regional Commissioner nebo Nairobi Katem Mwanza kole togotin biik tugul chebo emoni eng igorata ole kiyote kurgotik chekichute kiwanjanata bo Uhuru Gardens kong'ete sait 12 nebo karon. Kong'alali eng tuyet ak sirikab logoiwek eng karonetab rani kocher Mwanza biikab emet kobwa eng chong'indo amu kiboisie igorata keboibochi tuguk chemiachen chekikonyor emetab Kenya kong'ete konyor katiaknatet eng kenyitab 1963. Eng komastanyi komwa komanda nebo police eng Nairobi County Adamson Bungei kole kikonoptoi ribetab kalyet eng taonitab Nairobi ak komoswek alak chebo emet asikosulda igorata ama eng koimutik alak tugul.
Tomorrow, as you are all aware, is the Jamhuri Day celebrations, which is the day of our independence. And the PS has elaborately just spoken about that. We celebrate ourselves, we celebrate where we've come from and what we have achieved, and we also meet during the Jamhuri Day celebrations also to expound on the plans we have for ourselves today and tomorrow, for generations of today and future generations. We have had quite a number of governments since independence. They have achieved a lot in terms of development through the unity of Kenyans. We have been united, having a common purpose, and we have done very, very well indeed. Tomorrow's celebrations will be held at Uhuru Gardens. We will start very early. We are calling upon Nairobians to be there as early as 6 a.m. When we start receiving guests, we'll have both local and international visitors and guests at the Uhuru Gardens. So we welcome you to be there very, very early in the morning so that we celebrate together. We celebrate the tremendous achievements we have made as a country and as a nation. We have done a lot. We've done a lot. Tomorrow's theme is jobs, labor migration, entrepreneurship, and entertainment. And in the area of job creation, the government has done a lot. It has done a lot. We know our population is ever increasing, but to address the needs for jobs for young men and women, the government has done a lot in the affordable housing sector.
Let me take this opportunity on behalf of the Inspector General as well to welcome you to tomorrow's celebration, which we are going to have it just next from where we are. My clear information to most of you and the Kenyans within the city is that let's join the celebration for our own country. It is ours, not for anybody else. And we shall be there to ensure that your facilitation, traffic management will be well controlled. We shall also have facilitation to the center or to the field where the celebration will be done. And as I've said, being in charge of the security of the city, that this is our celebration that we celebrate as a country. And every Kenyan has the privilege and right to come and celebrate that celebration day. Secondly, also matters security. I want to say that being the city of the country, this is where the 60% GDP is being managed and controlled. And therefore, we don't take it lightly. We are putting all our measures, all the parameters, having done a roadmap to ensure that during this time and period, when we have festive seasons, we shall have various celebration. We shall have most of you Kenyans living from Nairobi to the rural areas, and those from rural areas to Nairobi. We've done a plan to ensure that we take charge of their security.
Yakitestai ak logoiwekab emet ko kakokoito kurset President William Ruto eng kebeberta nebo private sector konamgei eun akobois eng kibagenge ak serikalitab emoni eng kasuldaetab boisionik cheterter chebo bandab tai. Kamwa Ruto kole imukoksei kobois serikali ak kampunisiek anan ko kibagengeisiek chemabo serikali eng sectors cheterter choto chebo bandab tai ole kakon kabarunet nebo kampunitab Kenya Power netiegei kimnatetab stimet kobun kampunisiek alak chemabo serikali anan independent power producers. Kong'alali Ruto eng tuyetab Kenya Private Sector Alliance nekakiyai eng kotab tuyosiek nebo KICC eng county nebo Nairobi.
And I want to invite again the private sector, because now we have a revenue stream. You can invest in water, and we can pay you for the construction of a dam, because we have now a revenue stream. So these are some of the areas we are building on sustainability to make sure that we can achieve the aspirations that we have in a sustainable way by working together in that manner. So the private sector has a very big role to play going forward. Whether it is in delivery of our electricity, all of you know that today, it is the private sector that invests in our electricity. Through the power purchase agreement, once we give you a power purchase agreement, you can put your money in generating electricity. And that is what is going on with all the green energy we are producing. Now we have a water purchase agreement. We are going to have the next thing so that we can invest in that area. Let me also say the following. Because we are discussing about KEPSA and the private sector and what they can do. Look at what we did with Kenya Power. We made the decision that Kenya Power is not entirely going to be run by government or directors from government. That is why we surrendered 4 director positions of Kenya Power to the private sector. And we asked the people in that space who were equally shareholders of Kenya Power to give us directors to run that entity. And I pulled back government influence from Kenya Power. Look at the transformation we've had. This year, Kenya Power, that has made losses forever, made a profit of 36 billion. This year. That's what it is. That's what the private sector, the difference the private sector can make. And we can continue, and we can continue, and we can continue. And that is why the private sector in Kenya is punching below its weight. There are bigger opportunities. The private sector needs to be much more robust.
Eng logoiwek alak chitab Kalenjin ko kakecher kobotik ak kampunisiekab emoni kocheng siret ne leel nebitunat eng emetab Indonesia ole kamwa kiyokindetab emonoto eng emetab Kenya Mohamed Heri Saripudin kole mitei maket neo nebo rurutik cheterter eng emonoto bo Indonesia. Alak eng rurutik chemokotin eng emonoto koboto chaik, kahawa, taptok ak avocado eng kwenutab logoek alak ole kamwa Mohamed kole makat eng kampunisiekab emoni kwalda rurutik choto asikonyorune kelchin nebitunat eng emenyi. Kong'ololi ine eng igorta nebo kokoitoetab konunotoik eng kibagengeitab Kenya National Chamber of Commerce eng taonitab Mombasa.
Indonesia is the fourth biggest, most populous countries in the world. The population is 280 millions. It's almost four times, more than 4 times of Kenyan population. And I will challenge you that take a half of it out of 280 millions. Let's say 100 millions. Every day they drink a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. How many tons that Kenya can provide the coffee, the tea, or for the young generation every 14 February for the Gen Z or millennials celebrate the Valentine. They always give the roses, and then how many millions of stems of roses to celebrate the Valentine in Indonesia. So there are so many a big opportunity either for coffee, for tea, for avocado, or for roses and so on and so forth. And I'm very much pleased to mention here that after the visit of our president last year on August, the cooperation, bilateral cooperation between Indonesia and Kenya, very much vibrant. Last year on August, my president visit coming here, and there are 15 MOUs that signed, all about economy, starting from energy, geothermals, pharmaceutical product, vaccines, textile, clothing, palm oil, and so on and so forth. And one of the investment of Indonesia is already doing in Mount Suswa to develop the geothermal, the geothermal station. And another thing that my mission, our team and me myself mission in Kenya, not only promoting economic cooperations, but also education. For the last 3 years, the government of Indonesia and also the universities from Indonesia always provide us a full scholarship for Kenyan youths to pursue their studies, whether the bachelor, master, or doctorate degree.
Kakonyor sukulitab barak nebo Bomet University College principal nelel noto ko Professor Charles Mutai nekoyomis kole wendi kokochin sukulit noto itondo nelel. Kama Professor Mutai kole konoptoi tetutikab somanet eng sukulit noto asikonyorune kelchin kipsomaninik koboto meng'ikab komasatak bo Bomet kinyoru Festus Rono ak ripoti noto eng koindo.
Kakoyomis principal nelel nebo Bomet University College Professor Charles Mutai kole wendi kokochin walet sukulit noton bo barak asikonyor kainet nemie ak itondo nelel.
Bomet University to be a world-class university. Kini nyolu keyai en Bomet ireu ko make sure kele kakikilgei ketoret wanafunzi chechoket konetak icheket en kosisiek kiyoen ireu ako kiyoe noton en through ke-ensure kele kitinye konetik cheyomotin, kitinye laboratories chemi equipment orit, kitinye olemuche ole ruitos wanafunzi komie, amun angot komotindo wanafunzi olemuche koburen ko shida kora, amun nyolu kotindo a conducive environment en ole menye. Lakini ama awekyi kongoi biikab Bomet University, the community, ak biik tugul, the stakeholders chebo university niton. Kongoi mising.
Kacher Professor Mutai bororietab Kolenjin kocham ak konde lagokwa sukulit noton amun tinye kayanet en sukulit noton.
Kinomoche amwochi biikab area oliton ak Kolenjin komugul ko obwan university nyon, ongebwan ketech university nyon ak kikilgei kesoman sikimuch ketestai en maendeleo nebo emenyon.
Ng'ololi ine en kasarta nekitorori koik principal nelel nebo Bomet University College kosubkei ak chairman anan nebo kecheret en council nebo university inotok Professor Simon Mitemo ko nyonunetab Professor Mutai kowendi noton kokochin sukul noton bo barak bo Bomet University College kwa barak akoi bit walet en sukulit notok.
He's not here because he's a Kipsigis, he's here because he's a qualified Kenyan. And with those, it's a very challenging task because this is a very, very young university. And we as council, we wish him the best luck, and we appreciate that the senior management, staff, the community, which is this community, the political leadership, the local government, and the national government and Council will provide all support to enable Professor Mutai and his team, which is management, and the deans and the heads of department.
Kongeten county nebo Bomet, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyun ko Festus Rono.
Yekitestai ak logoiwekab emet ko tete serikalitab emoni kotech ICT hubs eng wadishek tugul chebo emoni eng tokyinetab ketoret barnotik kwai boisionik chebitunotin eng oret noton nebo internet anan online. Nitok kosubkei ak Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki nekamwa kole chang boisionik chekimuchi keyai eng oret nebo online ak kunotok kotesetai tetutik chebo ketoi ketesusiechoto bo ICT hubs eng wadishek tugul 1450 eng emet komugul. Kong'ololi Kindiki eng meng'otenyi nemite komasta nebo Karen eng taonitab Nairobi yekangwai tuyet ak alak eng cabinet secretaries.
The government targets to create 1,450 ICT hubs across Kenya, one in every ward. These ICT hubs are supposed to create digital jobs in content creation, in business process outsourcing, virtual jobs generally. And we are in the process of taking stock at how far we've traveled. Already 272 ICT hubs are operational. We want to escalate that program to make sure that we catch up with the milestones so that we deliver as expected by the manifesto before 2027. The government is also creating jobs locally through a number of initiatives. Within the country, the government believes that the affordable housing program is one of the initiatives that will create jobs locally. Direct jobs by giving experts, whether masons, welders, electricians, carpenters, caterers, and all manner of businesses to get gainful employment through the ongoing projects, affordable housing projects. But also other suppliers in the housing industry, manufacturers of windows, doors, and other items, including water, engineering equipment, and so many other things that go into a house. So we are looking at this job creation as in terms of actual labor, but also opportunities by supporting SMEs and businesses to be able to expand their capacity to be able to employ more people because they are making more sales. And also we expect the Juakali sector, the informal sector, to help us, especially in the area of making windows, doors, and so forth and so on.
Kakokimit President William Ruto kole tesetai tetutiet nebo rutetab kiagik eng kakwautiet netokyinigei kekirinda letaetabkei nebo mionwogik cheterter chenome kiagik eng emetab Kenya. Kitou tetutyonoto bo mass vaccination eng taunetab kenyit nenyone, ole kamwa Ruto kole kandoik koboto biik cheishoi tetutyonoto komatinye logoiwek alak tugul kotinygei ak tetutik chebo ripsetab kiagik. Kong'ololi eng county nebo Wajir, komwa Ruto kole maiyonotin banyek chebunu emetab Kenya eng surosiek cheterter chebo emotinwekab sang kosubkei ak mionwogik cheterter chenome kiagik, ako noto komagat kerut kiagik tugul eng emoni asikitonon koimutyonoto.
To make sure that we open up market for our livestock products, we must manage our disease prevalence. We must manage the diseases that come with ticks and all the other things that come along. And it is the reason why I have made a policy decision that because we have never been able to manage disease around Kenya, because we vaccinate in one county, the other county has not vaccinated, disease move from here to there. We are going to carry out a national campaign, a national vaccination exercise that is going to make sure that we vaccinate our 22 million heads of cattle and 50 million heads of small stock, goats and sheep. And that exercise is because it is necessary. That vaccination is necessary because we want to create a disease-free country, and so that we can market our livestock products to destinations that today we have been denied access to certain destinations because of our disease control inadequacies. There is an evil spirit in Kenya that is resident in some leaders. They churn out falsehood. They oppose everything for the sake of opposing. I mean, foot and mouth disease, PPR, are diseases we have been fighting ever since I was born. It is nothing new. So anybody opposing vaccination to eliminate FMD and PPR is simply mad and unreasonable and possibly stupid. I mean, honestly, how else can you explain? You know? Or maybe they don't have cattle, maybe they don't understand what this is all about. So we are going to carry out this vaccination because it is the right thing to do.
Yakatestai ak logoiwekab emet chitab Kalenjin ketokchinigei kotab tuiyosiek nebo KICC eng taonitab Nairobi ole tesetai igorta nebo Jamhuri National Trade Fair ole kisoisereti alak eng barnotik che koimuch konyor boisionik eng emotinwek che terter chebo Uarabuni eng tetutiet noto ne koindochini Ministry nebo Labor ko eng inguni kotesetai tuiyonoto ak agere ngololi Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki.
One, when the economy of the country and many other parts of the world were closed down completely. That, with the high interest global rates, global high interest rates, the war in Ukraine, and a few other factors led to the kind of crisis which we came face to face with in 2022 when this administration assumed office. I am pleased to report that the worst is behind us. 2 years down the line, by the grace of God and the hard work of this administration under the stewardship of President William Ruto, the macroeconomic situation has been brought into stability. Today, inflation, which was at 9.7%, is at 2.7%, the lowest in 17 years. Today, the exchange rate, the strength of the Kenyan shilling, which was weakening every day, if not every hour, has been stable from a high of nearly 170 to a stable 127, 129 for the last almost 1 year. Today, the prices of fuel have been stable and decreasing every month. Today, the prices of essential commodities, foodstuffs, are reducing, especially maize flour and other staple foods. And therefore, the macroeconomic situation looks good. Not to forget, in the same vein, that the interest rates for the middle class who are looking for money to expand their businesses are going down every day, every month. From a high 15.5% a year ago, today we are talking about 11.25%, which is a record decrease in so many years. So the macroeconomic situation is under control. What remains in the months and days ahead is to strengthen the microeconomic situation in our country, to provide more jobs to our people, and enhance incomes at household level. And that is the work that lies ahead of us in the next 3 years. Ladies and gentlemen, excellencies, in order to meet this aspiration, and before I talk about that, I also need to mention that is the Kazi Kwa Ground program, we also have Kazi Mtandaoni program, which is creating online jobs, digital jobs. How are we doing this? We are constructing 1,450 ICT hubs, one in every ward in Kenya. Today, 272 of these spread across the country are already operational. And young people are accessing digital jobs as content creators, digital jobs as software developers, digital jobs within the business processing, outsourcing, and many other opportunities through online opportunities. Other than the Kazi Mtandaoni, Kazi Maju, which brings us here today. And Kazi Maju complements all these approaches that I've already illustrated. In the Kazi Maju, we are saying in a globalized world, it really doesn't matter where you find a job. You can find a job here in Nairobi. You can find a job virtually through your computer and your phone. But you can also find a job in a friendly country like Qatar or many other countries that are increasingly opening up their nations for workers from Kenya. It really doesn't matter. The same way someone born in Garissa can come and work in Nairobi is the same way somebody born in Machakos can find a job in Qatar, in Doha. And therefore we need to explain that Kazi Maju is not a migration program. It needs to be clarified. Kazi Maju is a labor mobility program to assist workers to access jobs outside Kenya. They remain patriotic, they love their country, and the opportunities provided by our friends, including Qatar, are opportunities for them to go and work, and we pray that they will stay there, obey the laws of Qatar, and be able to create friendships and networks in that country. But we are not sending them away. We are asking them to invest in Kenya, and they are always free to come back home at whatever point.
Notajitab Kalenjin ko tugetab Professor Kithure Kindiki, Deputy President nebo emetab Kenya nengololi eng tuyet noto nebo Labour netesetai eng KICC ole kisoisireti alak eng neranikab emoni chekokomuch konyor boisionik eng emotinwek cheterter chebo Uarabuni. Ko yekitestai ak logoiwekab emet ko lumdoi eng betutab rani kompunitab Kenya Pipeline tetutiet noton nebo kokoitoetab scholarship eng kipsomaninik chemaimuchigei anan chetinye kewelinwek chebo borwek ole eng nguni ko tesetai ikorata eng ofisit neo nebo Kenya Pipeline eng Nairobi nemitei komasta nebo industrial area ako ngololi CEO ne inendet kora ko nebo ngecheret eng board noton nebo trustees noton ko Joe Sang ale komoche ketokchigei komasta bo Kenya Pipeline eng oret nebo agenge asikeipchi kit netesetai.
As I say, to now tertiary education. And this is the first cohort will cover the top 25 students from our high school program. And this will cover universities, polytechnics, as well as vocational training centers. The Inuka Plus scholarship program shall include 100% tuition fees, accommodation, meals, assistive devices for the course duration. All students shall benefit from the annual mentorship program in terms of support of the life skills, the careers, as well as their personal development. Inuka Plus shall benefit from the internship program within our Kenya Pipeline and get professional exposure as well as the work experience. Upon successful completion of studies, the scholars shall have the opportunities to participate in the competitive recruitment for employment within Kenya Pipeline. We appreciate the Board of Trustees, and here we have Pius and Gloria representing them, for approving Kenya shillings 41 million every year to support the Inuka program. So today, as we award scholarship for the first cohort of Inuka Plus beneficiaries, we celebrate the top 25 scholars who have performed exceptionally well and have been admitted to the various universities across the country to pursue pharmacy, medicine, computer science, environmental science, as well as business management. I was talking to our GMHR, and when you listen to the courses you guys are going for, it's truly awesome, it's amazing, and really well done. So this is indeed a momentous occasion as we witness these very bright minds transitioning from excelling in high school to embarking on an exciting journey in their university education. I wish to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our partners, and here the National Council of Disabilities, the selection panel, the teachers, the parents, who have made this empowering program possible. We have all played a pivotal role in nurturing these scholars into inspirational change makers for our society today. To our scholars who are seated here before us, once again, congratulations. You are the pioneers and indeed the very first cohort sponsored by Kenya Pipeline Foundation for the post-secondary education, and we are proud of your tenacity, your resilience, and your hard work. As we hand over the letters to you today, we are brimming with hope and optimism for the transformational impact your education will have, not only for your own lives, but for your families as well as your communities. As you progress into university and later on into your careers, we are confident that you will blossom into community leaders, job creators, the policymakers, influencers, and indeed, it is the future we envision, one where persons with disabilities can thrive as equal members of societies, recognized for their abilities rather than defined by their disabilities. The Inuka Scholarship will remain the springboard for this vision. In closing, I believe we are ignited by the spark of change that will grow Kenya into an even more inclusive and equitable nation. Kenya's development hinges on empowering all citizens and leaving nobody behind. As I conclude, I would like to urge the incoming university cohort, go forth confidently into your next chapter. Your community is cheering you on. The future is yours to shape. And we, as Kenya Pipeline family, will be here every step of your way, ensuring that you have every opportunity to maximize your full potential. We celebrate you today and cannot wait to witness your future success as empowered citizens and transformational leaders of this country. So really, we want to appreciate each and every one of you for the good work you are doing, for the causes you are going to pursue, and as you say, we sat down as board of trustees and we looked at the end to end. Because the question we ask ourselves is, you've educated you to go through high school, so what happens? And therefore, we want to educate you to go through high school, you go through your tertiary, university, vocational college, polytechnic. Once you are successful, competitively, we'll be able to pick a few of you to come and work for Kenya Pipeline. We will also be reaching out to other like-minded corporate entities to support this initiative. So truly, as I say, this is one of those projects, personally, I'm very, very touched. I know everybody has shared their journey, including The surprise for me was Gloria today. She also shared her journey. My journey as well, it wasn't about school fees. For me, we used to go to school barefooted, back in the village. And today we are. And that motivated me this year, to go and run in a marathon, to support the underprivileged students across Kenya to go through school. And we have a Josang Foundation that is going to work very, very closely with Kenya Pipeline Foundations and other foundations across the country to be able to support the underprivileged in our society. Because this is the only way I believe we can be able to make a difference and unleash the potential that we have in each and every person, so that this world becomes a better place that we all found. With those few remarks, asanteni sana, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much. We will be seated for just a minute as we arrange this place so that we can be.
Chotajitab Kalenjin ko pichaishek chebo agenge cheitun kong'ete komasta nebo office neo nebo Kenya Pipeline Headquarters ang Nairobi, ole nekong'ololi eng nguni ko Josang, inendet ko Managing Director ako nebo ng'echeret eng Board of Trustees nebo kampunitap Kenya Power, ole kakolumda scholarship ne inegei netokchinigei ketoret lagok anan kipsomaninik chetinye kewelutik eng borwekwai asikomuch kotestai ak somaneng'wai eng sukulishek cheterter. Ko kinyoru kamung'et nenwach yekiwege konyiketesetai ak logoiwekab emet kobun tokwek cheterter arametwagei.